Hello, bonjour, namaste, ni hao, and ohio everybody. What is going on? It is Galeriot here, and welcome back to the YouTube channel once again for another Danmachi Battle Chronicle video. And today we are going to be updating the tier list with the brand new Riveria and Gareth, and along with that, we are going to be checking out the Japanese tier list. Of course, this week, we do not have any brand new scene cards. All we have is the Riveria and Gareth to go over. So this is going to be a short and sweet one. So of course, if you guys go on to enjoy this video, remember to leave a like down below, subscribe to the channel for more Danmachi and Danmachi Battle Chronicle content, and let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below about these units. Do you guys like them, dislike them? Of course, you've had the opportunity to use them for about a week now, and of course, you're using them in the event ranking, getting ready for the Familia Festival. So you should have a better idea than, well, what I do about both Riveria and Gareth, because I only have Gareth, I don't have Riveria. So you guys can give me a better indication as to how you feel about Riveria in the comment section down below. Now, like I said, this video is going to be a short and sweet one. We don't have the scene cards to go over. All we're doing is we're going to go over the adventure tier list, the assist tier list, update both of them, and along with that, we are going to be checking out the Japanese tier list. Now, when I say update the adventure tier list, I'm going to be doing something else as well here. I am going to be pumping up Haruhime, and I am going to be putting Riveria in S as well. And what I'm also going to do is Summer Eyes can go into S as well. Now, the thing is, right, first and foremost, Haruhime and Riveria both go into S, and the reason for that is because I place more value now in every other game mode that's not Magic Stone Scramble. Because originally, the reason why I would always hesitate from putting Haruhime and Riveria into S was a couple of reasons, right? Battle Arena, they'd be okay to decent, but in Magic Stone Scramble, you'd barely see them, and if you'd see them, they'd be good, but not great as well. So both the Arena game modes, they'd perform, I would say, at an average to decent rate, right? They'd perform relatively okay to good. But in event ranking, of course, depending on the team you're running, right? In the case of Haruhime, if you have her at Awakening 5, on the win team, she'd perform an absolute treat, and she'd perform miracles for that team, helping you score insane amounts of points. And it's the same thing with Riveria in this event ranking, of course, with a higher Awakening, or just generally at Awakening 0 as well. With that fire damage support, you are performing an amazing amount of damage and at an amazing amount of rate of knots with Christmas Eyes, of course, in this event ranking. So of course, there is a little bit of skew there, and then not to mention the whole idea of the event bonus, of course, applying to Riveria in this event ranking. But still, I do believe that, you know, with this event ranking, Uncharted Battlefield now confirmed to be basically every month, in the second half of every month, and raids as well, and then score attack, if it ever gets updated, it'll be great there. You know, obviously the higher importance of story now with battle missions, as well as the limited quests that they've added, basically where you get 1,000 Selas if you can finish the story off in a week's time. I think it's gonna become even more important to have units like Haruhime and Riveria who are able to support the team to an insane degree. So I am gonna be placing both of them in S rank. I know the S rank is a little bit filled up, but I wanted to put Summer Eyes up there, and I am going to be dropping down Asfi. The more I look at Asfi, the more I feel like at Awakening 0, it's just not it. And to be quite honest, I want this tier list to be the average of all Awakenings. And I feel like when I say average of all Awakenings, I mean what the player base, what is the average, you know, Awakening they'll have for these units. And to be quite honest, at this point in time, with, you know, Asfi just releasing, being added to the general pool, it's very unlikely that a lot of people have her at a higher Awakening. So I feel like putting Asfi at A rank makes some sense there, and putting Summer Eyes in S tier makes a lot more sense now, purely because of, like I said, you know, the added, you know, importance of game modes like Uncharted Battlefield, like you know, the raid battles, like the battle missions and stuff. And I think Summer Eyes gets to deserve to be there, purely because well, it's, to be quite honest, it's only based on the fact that we don't have another great DPS unit. Aisha is solid, but she's slow. She's a little bit heavy, clunky is the best way to put it. She's strong, but very clunky. And the less said about Finn as a DPS unit for the purple team, the better, to be honest. So in that regards, I kind of have to put Summer Eyes in S tier just because of the fact that she's the sole purple DPS that actually does a lot of damage, in all honesty. A lot of people also suggested that I probably should put Halloween Ryu and Tione into SS, which I can arguably see where everybody is coming from in that regards, but I think I'm happy placing them in S because I feel like there are weaknesses to their game. Tione less so, of course, when it comes to Magic Stone Scramble, but also because I feel like Tione, outside of Magic Stone Scramble and Battle Arena, you will see her being used here and there a little bit, but I feel like you're gonna just prioritize so many other units in favor of Tione, I feel, at least. But I can see Tione being double S, and I can also see Halloween Ryu being double S. I mean, we were doing I think Uncharted Battlefield yesterday on in a video, and it was insane to see how strong Halloween Ryu still is, even without the event bonuses and stuff. I think she's a phenomenal unit, and I really like how they've designed her. But yes, I know a lot of people may question my Riveria positioning and may think I've placed her a bit too high, but I think in terms of just supports right now, I think she's a very important unit to have for the you know, fire team especially. I know that compared to Haruhime, who has a general damage bonus and then a wind damage bonus support on top of that, she does seem very niche in comparison. But until we get another fire damage support, I mean, the fact that you have Riveria existing, I think is very important as well. And I mean, hey, imagine if you run like Christmas Eyes plus Haruhime plus Riveria to give you that insane amount of damage boost. It would be insane for a game mode like you know, potentially the likes of raids and stuff like that. I think you could do insane amounts of damage. But yeah, outside of that, I don't think there's any other changes I would like to make. Let me know what you guys think. Am I being a bit too generous to Riveria as well as Haruhime, maybe even Summer Eyes as well? I know personally I'm not the biggest fan of Summer Eyes because I find her to be a little bit too short range and stuff, but I think in terms of just generally the purple options we have, she's the best one, to be quite honest, and I have to give her credit where it's due in that regards and put her in S tier for that purpose alone. In all honesty, I generally think that that's the only reason why I would place her up there, to be honest. Also, again, to note and to let people know, this is not an order, by the way. This is absolutely not an order. I would probably move up some units, move down some units and stuff like that in all of these rankings accordingly, to be honest. So keep that in mind, that this is not a actual you know, order tier list. This is just a general tier list. Now, one thing to note is that I will be uploading more specific tier lists from tomorrow onwards for certain game modes like Battle Arena, like event ranking, and just general PvE content, and of course Uncharted Battlefield as well. So keep an eye out for those. I'm going to be uploading 3 tier lists. I'm not going to be doing a Scramble one unless people want me to, purely because I feel like Scramble is a game mode that's just dying, and at this point I don't know if it's worth creating content for that game mode until and unless they do some massive overhaul. So let me know in the comment section down below if you guys would like to see those tier lists, and if you want to see the Scramble tier lists in specific. But yes, let's move on to the assist side of things, and we move on to Gareth, who Gareth is a very interesting assist. So he's the first assist that is capable of hitting 3 times on his assist skill, which is super handy. Again, you know, the idea of basically being able to attack with an assist skill and potentially hitting the next spawn as well is super nice. He is also buffing up the ally or the unit that he's on by 20% magic, I think it is, at Awakening 0 with like level 7 or something skill level. I think it's around there basically. And then of course, the passive sides, one of the passives is good. I think the other 2 are kind of okay. I mean, at the end of the day, Gareth is an assist support unit. The fact that he's offensive through his assist skill as well as his first passive skill is very impressive in itself. But yeah, his last 2 passive skills, if I recall correctly, kind of let him down a little bit. But I have to give him S tier as well. Again, it comes down to the mere fact that any damage dealing support unit you have, if they have good range, they are able to do something unique, able to buff the team up as well, or doing multiple things, you're immediately going to be put into S tier. Now, of course, I think over time, you're going to see some of these assists start to drop down, purely because we're going to get better assists, we're going to get stronger assists, and more modern assists. This is the same thing that happened in Danmimo, where if you look at the Danmimo assists, right, they are another level. So I'm going to just look at this Danmachi Memoria Freese assist tier list. I don't know if mine's is still updated, but let me check. I want to actually check and see if it'll show me my old tier list. But basically, this is my assist tier list. I don't think I'm gonna change anything there, to be quite honest. But let me have a look and see. I should probably have it here somewhere, because I'm the one who made it, to be honest. I made the assist tier list, so I'm assuming it should be here somewhere. Yeah, there it is. Complete Danmachi tier list. Yeah, you can see right here the triple S tier list is pretty much on the same level as the double S. It's almost the same amount of characters. And even then, I would say that double S and upwards were extremely usable. Like double S and triple S could be in their own categories together, but triple S had some characters that were just a little bit more modern and a little bit more better than the double S characters, but that didn't mean that you couldn't use double S. The only characters I don't think you could use were like S and below, potentially. Of course, it went from triple S to B. We were trying to match up to the JP ranking scheme, of course, at that time. But yeah, S and below is where I would say it was just unusable assists, to be honest. And even then, actually, unusable is harsh. I would just say they were power crept more so than anything else. They just had lower values in their assist slots and in comparison to their modern units, right? The modern specifications. So I think it's going to be the same thing as well for Danchro, where you're going to start to see some of the units drop down into A and some of the A units drop down into B and so on and so forth. But I feel like, generally speaking, S and A are going to be the most populated tiers, purely because of the fact that assists are so hard to power creep, because their values change so minusculely. They don't change significantly like how the adventurer side does, be it because of how they're used in terms of like their movement, their attacks and stuff like that, their skills, special move and so on and so forth. The assist side, it's all down to passive skill and their assist skill. So it's very small changes can only occur in that sort of situation. So for me personally, I would put Gareth in S tier and put that condition as well, saying that, you know, obviously that's going to happen because, you know, these units are very, not similar in nature, but like similar in terms of like where I would place them in terms of power rankings, to be quite honest. So keep that in mind. Now, let's go over to Game 8 again and check out the Danmachi Battle Chronicle tier list from the Japanese side and see where they place the brand new assists and adventurers. Of course, we'll have to check out Gareth if we go over here. No, Gareth isn't here. We can check out Riveria first, I guess. We'll check out Riveria and then go to Gareth, maybe. That'll probably help us. So Riveria, they put in S tier, which makes sense in my opinion. Again, I place her in S tier as well. So we've, you know, definitely gone in hand with that, of course, right? Which is super nice. Of course, they put eyes in double S, which makes sense. Again, I think, you know, in that regards, we agree with this for sure. So yeah, I absolutely love it. I absolutely love it in that regards. Again, like they say, they even say it here. I just noticed that they said it here. You know, it is very much used in limited situations, but overall it's super nice and super versatile nonetheless at the same time. So I have to agree with them on that front, to be quite honest. I absolutely agree with them on that front. Now, in terms of Gareth, I think we'll just have to click on Gareth and see where they placed my boy Santa Gareth. I assume S tier. Yeah, there you go, S tier as well. Assist for recovery rolls that can give attack and magic buffs, and passive that increases magic power, recovery amount, and endurance as well. So yeah, I absolutely agree with this. S tier makes sense. Really strong assist as well. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. I'm curious to see what you guys have to say. I think, you know, the addition of Riveria and Gareth, at least we managed to get a good Riveria this time. I mean, considering the state of summer Riveria and, of course, the original Riveria, I'm glad that we have a decent Riveria. I know some people will still say that she's too niche and stuff like that, but I think that she's still a decent option considering all things said and done. Now, of course, keep in mind that at the end of this week, on Monday or Tuesday, or Monday morning actually I should say, or Sunday morning, I think, maybe either Sunday morning or Monday morning, we will be getting the next event announced, because the 26th of December is when these banners leave in the morning, or 25th night, and we should be getting the next event around then. So keep an eye out for that. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please be sure to leave a like down below, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, take it easy everybody. Bye bye.